fresh off the press. It's time for the MST archetype update. We're getting some new cards here. I even found a combo for you. Shoutouts to the Farfa Discord for cooking up some crazy stuff here. So we're going to see what this deck does with some of these new things. They got a Link 2, which is almost always guaranteed to be broken. I can't think of a Link 2 archetypal support monster that isn't busted. Genuinely, I actually can't. Closed Moon, I suppose, is kind of a bad Link 2. I mean, does anyone play Closed Moons? Anyone here ever played, like, Goddess Turbo? It's not a thing, right? You know, Fiendsmith, you might say? Sistar? Sistar was pretty bad, admittedly. But it actually ended up being relevant for the Link 3 combo that came out 3 years later. So, you know, foreshadowing. Anyway, so this is the MST deck, the Radiant Typhoon. Is this first wave of this deck already out in the TCG? I can't remember. But it's the MST deck. They wanted to make an entire deck based around negates. So good to see that popping off here. We got 3 effects on a Link 2. Well, this has to be busted. Link summoned out an MST from deck or grave to hand. How many MSTs do you play in MST? Surely you don't play like 3. Is it good to play multiples? Do you really want to play 3 of like the OG? Like 1 to 2? That's very funny. That's very funny. Because like, to be fair, a lot of the cards recycle from grave, like this guy. So you don't actually need, like, you know, unless you're playing against back row, huh? Then, think about it, you could side more copies of MST. Like it's 2012 or something. You could target 2 face-up monsters on the field, including a Radiant Typhoon, place them in the face-up owner spell and trap zones as continuous spells. So you could also scale itself, I suppose, right? Because this is also a Radiant Typhoon. Crazy removal, by the way. MST not only hits back row, like in 2004, it not only negates cards, like in 2005 on the playground, it also now pops monsters. MST target monsters. You can actually do this with a Link 2 now. If a quick play spell is activated, you can place a Radiant Typhoon continuous trap from your deck or grave and face up on the field. Face up, by the way, very important. So board breaking with the trap card is now possible because it immediately activates it. So very, very insane Link 2 monster. Radiant Typhoon Elation is a quick play spell. They should just make MST too, honestly. Activate one of these effects, speak these effects one of the name once per turn. Special a level 6 or lower Radiant Typhoon from your grave, so just Monster Reborn or add the MST. If this card is destroyed by MST, you can set it. So following the whole gimmick of being able to reset your monsters and stuff. Reset your trigger your card effects from getting MST'd, which is definitely a bizarre way to approach it. Let's see what the new card combos can facilitate. Alright, we got the 1 card combo of Eldam. Special summon, add Swen. Swen effect, add Chant. Link to Shokan for the new Sea Spirit. She's going to add MST. Going to activate the Rota. Search Magala. Activate the effect, place the trap card. Special summon, activate MST, pop the trap card. Trigger. Reset. And special from the deck, Crocia. That's going to add Manifestation and another MST from the deck here. Link 3 Shokan up into Simorg. Oh, there's a Macedo combo. I think this is like this is not a TCG combo, right? I'm sure we'll find a better reply. this is very illegal, right? Close enough. I'm sure we'll find like ways to make that. There's no lock here, right? Yeah, just make a Closed Moon or something in that. Oh, wait. All right, I don't know. Consider Slenderman is Japanese, all right? That's what I hear. And on the opponent's turn, you can pop your own card, special, get a search, reset. Or add back to the hand here. Activate MST. Pop this. Chain this. Use the effect. Trigger the other effects in the graveyard. Bring back. Now you've got all of these effects in play. Which is... This one, specials. We have a negate here somewhere, don't we? Avion Omni plus MST is an Omni plus Varuron monster negate. Any second Radiant Typhoon card will add an extra MST Omni and a rank 3. So a second card in your hand will also be able to just turbo out Totem Bird from the extra deck for no reason. Well. Mystical Space Typhoon making a comeback. Do not question the Simorg. Alright, let's take a look at some other new cards here. We've got Dracotail Fusion Monster, an Elixir Monster for K9, and a Trap card for Yummy. Alright. I'm not going to know if these other 2 cards are good, but I can probably tell you if this new one is good here. So we got Dracotail Shaurosaurus. This is a level 6 light dragon fusion. It requires a Dracotail and a monster in your hand. So same conditions as Golamel. Is it 1+? It is not 1+, okay. Alright, what are we doing here? You can use the first, second effect once per turn. You can target 2 Dracotail cards in your graveyard and 1 face-up card on the field of the same type as either of them, monster, spell, trap. Shuffle all 3 into the deck. Shuffle all 3 into the deck here. Just recycle, that's it. I mean, putting back your Rahus and Ketus is nice for the grind game. If you ever get disconnected from your trap loop is also kind of relevant. Because usually what you do with the trap cards is you trap, target, trap, return it, draw a card, use the trap effect. But if you ever get prevented in that regard, then you can at least, like, bring back that grind game. So shuffling back is okay. Doesn't really advance anything or do much. If 2 or more monsters are sent to the grave at the same time with this grave, you can special summon it and banish it, leaves the field. Like, maybe if it targeted your banished Dracotails, that would be kind of helpful, because I don't believe Dracotail has any way to recur banish cards. I just don't see what the purpose of this is. It's just here literally to play a 20-turn game if it ever gets into that. Oh, the traps do the banish cards? Okay. So what is the point? What purpose does this guy serve? If it was a quick effect, it'd be really good, yeah, because then you could, like, you know, go Phymena, fuse on the opponent's turn. They could, like, you know, maybe call by the grave or something. You can chain this and then put back material, put back the Phymena, something cool like that. But I just don't know what this is supposed to do. It just exists simple. Like, I mean, it's not like the Dracotail extra deck is tight. Well, I mean, it is kind of tight, I suppose, if you're playing some branded stuff. So I suppose if you really, really want to, you can play this to recycle, and that's it. Alright, anyway, let's see what Millennia does. So a generic 9, that you can also rank up with all of the K9 stuff. You can only use first and third effect once per turn. If this is special by a K9 spell trap, target up to 2 cards of your opponent's grave and banishment, shuffle them into the deck. So it's not like broken or insane, but giving this deck more utility to deal with different situations is obviously really good. This is a card you'll summon like probably one at every like 5 to 10 games or something, but when it comes up, it's going to be very relevant. So just quick effect, like quick removal from the grave is nice. If this attacks defense, special inflict piercing, which is also pretty decent for a 31 attack monster. When you put out a monster effect, quick effect attached to, negate, destroy all cards of the... Okay. Woof woof. That's kind of crazy. Quick effect, negate, destroy all the cards on the field? But blowing up your own field isn't so good. I think this is more crazy because it's generic. Any generator players excited to blow up stage? Black Baron Dragon. Woof woof, baby. Alright, I mean, I don't know if this is going to see in, like, actual K9 decks. Because you kind of want, like, your continuous spell. And, like, you want to have your sets, like, locked and loaded. You want to end on, like, you know, your 5 as well. So, I don't know how good blowing up your entire field is in K9. Because I don't know if you have, like, tons of recursion. But, I mean... nuking the board is funny. Alright, assist Yummy. Continuous trap equals your first, second, and third effect this day. Once per turn, only once that turn. Once per turn, just standby. Gain 100, then your opponent pays 100. Wait, what? Pay 100 for what? Like, they didn't get anything. Wait, they did... pay for what? Like... it doesn't even say, like, inflict 100 damage. It just says they pay. But, like, you know, when you buy something, you would expect to, like, get a product or service in response. But they don't get anything. You just pay. You just... I think it's a good representation of how claw machines work, to be fair. You pay 100 yen or something, and then, like, just, you know, basically wasting your time and money. Like, nothing happens. Alright, so your opponent pays. During the main phase or your opponent's battle, send 2 face-up Yummy cards you control to the grave, including this. Return 1 card from the field or grave to the hand. So this is broken, right? I assume you can just easily search this. And then in your opponent's... okay, it says the main phase, not your main phase. Wait, hold on. When it says the main phase, you can also do this during your opponent's main phase, right? Because it feels like they're trying to put a restriction on this, but it's not really a restriction. During the main phase or your opponent's battle phase. I mean, ultimately, that isn't really a restriction. You can't use it in your own battle phase? Right, but like, who cares? It's your turn. Just do it in your main phase, right? It doesn't really feel like it's a restriction. It's the same condition as Snatchy? Oh, okay, sure. All right. Anyway, wouldn't really call it a restriction. It seems crazy because you can just use it on your opponent's main phase. You can send 2 face-up Yummy cards, so you could activate this, chain the quick play, surprise, and then you could just send them, resolve this, bounce a card, and then resolve surprise. So you still get all of your value, so it doesn't really have too much of a cost associated with it. So it's just another interrupt, which is crazy. Banish it's a cost. Yeah, but surprise is a quick play spell, right? So you can still resolve it. Activate this. Activate surprise, chain link to a trap. Am I crazy? Like, why are you like? Who cares if it's cost? That's not relevant. Look at the guy in the left corner. Okay. Banish this from your grave and send a Yummy card from your deck to the grave, except assist. Yummy. Mr. Krabs. Confirmed. Support incoming. You can't chain Snatchy like you do with Surprise. Okay, well. Anyway, yeah, so the funniest card here is the Dracotail one. I don't know why that exists. Alright, Sage King Alfred. Dix. Psycho and Alfred. 2 DD monsters. Fusion Fiend Dark level 6, 1520. Level 6 makes High King Wave High King Caesar, so that's always important. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. During the main phase, you can fusion summon a DD fusion from your extra deck by shuffling its material from hand to field under banishment. Okay, this is broken. This is actually broken. This is just an extender. You just summon this, and then it's an extender, and it makes a Genghis. And then from the Genghis, you can trigger it, and then it does more thing. Like, this is so freaking good. Right? Like, I haven't played DD in a while, but I know that this is absurd. It's just fusion for free. Wait, hold on. You can't make Genghis, right? So that's a little bit worse because it has to make a triple D. Is level 6 Genghis a triple D or a double D? What's his breast cup size? Is it double Ds? I think he's a triple D. Okay, he's a triple D. Nice. Big bahonkas on him. Nice. Okay, so this card is absolutely busted, right? This is absolutely ridiculous. If this card becomes banished, you can target... How do you banish monsters again? You just... Swamp King, I believe, right? So if this becomes banished, target a dark conjure, continue spell, trap in your grave, and or banish them up to number of DDs and place them on your field face up. Wow. Yeah, you got lots of ways. You got neck angry slime. Banish this after you've used it as a material. So like, I don't know, maybe you activate this, fusion to Genghis, this plus another body make a link to Genghis or Gilgamesh, right? Rather. Activate Gilgamesh scale, chain block the Gilgamesh, activate this, replace Swamp King or something face up. Like, I don't know. This seems ridiculous. Just a body like fusion summon is crazy. I don't think nobody made me any combos for this, unfortunately, but I know that this is ridiculous. Holy crap. You don't play Swamp King anymore? Get out of my swamp! You cannot tell a Scottish person you cannot play Swamp King anymore. That is the entire cultural backbone of this deck. What do you mean you don't play Swamp King anymore? Anyway, new theme here. We've got Mercurium, the Living Quicksilver. It's time again for a brand new world premiere. The scientists have been deep in the lab messing around with things that are probably better off left alone. What is this supposed to be? This is just a chimera, right? As long as you... what's that? Scientists with dinosaurs? Surely nothing could go wrong with their experiments, right? Right? Mercurium, the Living Quicksilver, is a rank 10 Nixie Aqua Dark 30/30 that attaches a monster from your deck to itself as material when it's Xyz summoned. That is not a good idea, Konami. That is not a smart idea. That is not a good thing. You should not be doing that. You shouldn't make a monster that attaches any monster from your deck to your material. Someone is going to make this into a very silly play. God, my God. Attach, like, snow. Attach, you know, any, like, silly, like, graveyard extender. Zeus does that. Yeah, same card, definitely. And while Mercurium has material, your opponent can activate any monster effects in their graveyard if you have a monster with that same attribute in your graveyard. Oh, good. You made it a floodgate. Well, welcome back, VFD +1. Mercurium needs to be kept fed with new materials to keep this effect going, but as long as you keep him satisfied, you're able to shut down your opponent's key strategies. This is just Dweller! Your opponent cannot activate any monster effects in their graveyard if you have monsters with that same attribute in your graveyard. They just remade Dweller. They banned Dweller, then remade it. Do you see what I'm saying about modern TCG? And just modern Yu-Gi-Oh! In general, just being like an inherently, like, problematic, flawed game? It's like, they recognize the problem after so long. Player feedback tells them, hey, Dweller is busted. Don't do that. That is not a good, healthy interaction. Please ban Dweller. They ban Dweller, they remake Dweller. Good job, well done. Obviously a lot harder to summon because it's a rank 10. So, you know, trained players are gonna go crazy, trust me. Eldritch is so freaking back, baby. You know? Yubel. More like, whatever the hell this is, Bell. Etc, etc. But yeah, this is the Burst Protocol World Premiere deck. It looks like we're getting some sort of rank 10 turbo deck. Mercurium the Living Quicksilver. This doesn't sound like an archetype. Unless like Quicksilver is like an archetype name or something. Because this sounds like a very isolated boss monster type name. Yeah, maybe it's not like an archetype. Maybe it is just like an individual, just free agent. Is that what they call them? Free agents? Yeah. All right, cool. Welcome back, Dweller. Thanks everyone for tuning into this episode of Hot Off the Press New Cards, and unfortunately for us, we're getting Dweller back. Dracotail got nothing. DDD got probably one of the most broken fusions they've ever had, and MST now pops monsters. See you guys in the next one.